Hello, what's up? Welcome back to another Chattery video where, in today's episode, I'll be reviewing the Five Nights at Freddy's film. Spoilers ahead, spoilers. This is a spoiler review. So, yeah, just go warning for that, okay? Spoilers. So, Five Nights at Freddy's, in my opinion, is very hated on. Because I like the film because, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a die-hard FNAF fan, but I would say I'm definitely a very heavy enjoyer of FNAF. You know, I love the franchise. I think it's really cool, and the lore is very deep. How we don't even know the full thing because, you know, only the creator of FNAF, Scott Cawthon, knows the lore, like the whole thing, and like yeah. So like, only Scott knows. I mean, you know, we've just made theories, even though they are very big theories. We made theories, but the movie does lore on their own. You know, they have their own like new lore. Like, for example, the person you play as in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is called Michael Afton. Michael Afton, but in the film he's Mike Schmidt, and you know, Michael Afton in the game is the son of William Afton, aka the well-known Will I be able to say it without getting striked? No, one thing about strikes. No, I'm not even that. Yeah. So, essentially, William Afton is the big bad villain of FNAF. He is the murderer who, you know, killed five children and put them in FNAF animatronic suits. And, you know, he did that. And, you know, it's still the major lore, you know, William Afton killed 5 kids, put them in suits, done that. So, you know, at least that's still the same from the games to the film. But, as I said before, you know, Michael Afton in the games is William Afton's son, but in the film, he is not. He is Mike Schmidt. He is his own character. And William Afton instead has a daughter, which is Vanessa, who is a cop in the film, that is essentially quite a big role in the film, I would say, you know. Like, she explains the whole lore to Mike, so, you know, yeah, she's her own character, and, you know, I do like how they brought in new fans as well as old fans together. And, you know, like, because they obviously, you know, Vanessa is from the newer games, and, you know, Michael Afton is from the older games, and, you know, it's very cool how they brought them together. Well, in my opinion, they're still making a good film. Another element is, you know, the jump scares. Even though it wasn't too jump scare heavy, especially because FNAF kind of like leads off of jump scares, if that makes sense. You know, like, I mean, obviously the FNAF lore is what drives it mostly, but the jump scares is another thing, you know, like, hell, there's multiple videos and TikToks and, you know, just all the jump scares in FNAF in, like, what, 4 minutes. And, you know, it's very, even though the games are very jump scare heavy, the film only has, what, like, 5, I'd say, 5 jump scares. It's not that bad, you know, because, like, don't get me wrong, the film, even though it doesn't have one of the main fears that the games have, being jump scares, it does have, how to put it has its own, like, way of depicting the story, you know, like, it has its own lore, because that is different from the games, because, you know, I don't think Scott really wants to make a lore entire heavy from the games. He doesn't want to make a perfect adaptation of it, in my opinion, because, you know, yeah, and also, there's so many points to make, and I want to try and, like, lessen this down, like, less than 10 minutes, but essentially, another point, which I think is why the film is good, you know, because, like, hey, you know, let's rewind a bit, and let's kind of compact what I said. So, the positives for the film, you know, it has its own lore, so Scott doesn't, you know, leak the entire thing for the first game, and also, it doesn't really go off the first game, you know. Hell, there's Spring Bonnie, that isn't in FNAF 1. He's in, you know, like, little secret stuff in other games. You know, like, it brings in FNAF 1 very well with the, you know, the original 4 animatronics as well as 5, including, you know, or the 5th one, sorry, including, you know, Golden Freddy, Golden Freddy, actually, I didn't realise who Golden Freddy was until they actually brought his animatronic form in, because it's so, like, it feels It feels shocking to know who Golden Freddy is at first, at least for me. But like, I mean, it was kind of obvious that it was Golden Freddy, considering he has like blonde hair, like yellow shirt. It makes kind of sense when the Freddy, spirit had like brown shirt on and stuff. I think it was kind of obvious, but yeah. Also, I like how like they kind of like balance all the animatronics together to like have like equal scares almost. It's like because like Foxy, Foxy was on a rampage and he was running at people. Like he even like slashed Mike a few times with his hook in his like spirit form, and it's just like he was quite brutal in that film. But in Chica, with her cupcake, that was on a massive rampage as well. Like, in Chica and her cupcake, I mean, yeah, it's more a cupcake actually. Chica is more the one that's guiding the cupcake technically. So there's one scene which I thought was brilliant. It's the context for this essentially is this person's breaking into a pizzeria and he's in the security room. Mike's not there because it's in daylight for some reason. It's in the middle of the day. Yeah, middle of the day, this guy breaks into the pizzeria and Bonnie, and he's in the security room and he's gonna beat up the cameras until he sees Bonnie and Chica on the cameras and he's just like, what? He's confused and scared, and then he just sees through the cameras Chica, leaning over to put a cupcake into the vent, and that goes into the security room. It's like it's kind of. It's not really scary, but it's very like intense, Because like he's like stop the cupcake from getting in, because he's like trying to block it out with the vent, and it works until Foxy gets him. And it's kind of like shows that like the animatronics teamwork and like killing people kind of. I hope I shouldn't be smiling right now. It's a bit dark, obviously, but yeah, it's. And also, it's like, Springtrap at the end. Yes, not Springtrap, Spring Bonnie, sorry, at the end with like Michael Afton. Honestly, I think it's like Matthew Lillard. I think the actor. I can't remember. I cannot believe I forgot the actor. Oh my god. Yeah, he did a great job with Spring Bonnie, and also they gave us a Springlock scene. Like some people, obviously most of the fan base before the film came out, they wanted a Springlock scene, but. The logical people, including myself, at the time, thought, well, they're probably not going to bring us a Springlock scene until like the second or third film, because it's been apparently confirmed. Apparently, I'm not 100% sure, but apparently it's been confirmed that a FNAF 2 and 3 is going to be released. But who knows? So yeah, they actually give us a Springlock scene, which, in my opinion, it was a bit iffy. It didn't really show blood splattering out the suit. It's a bit iffy, but it's a good iffy. It's that good, because like there's a scene where like the cupcake bites off a section of his like suit, and that's when the Springlocks fail, and you can see like some Springlocks go into his stomach, but like people complain how it's not like the game. There's no screaming, there's no like blood coming out of the suit. But in my opinion, it does it perfectly because the blood wouldn't really come out of the suit because it's a suit. It would stay in the suits. And also, if it's Springlock failure, the Springlocks would go in his vocal cords so he couldn't scream. It is getting dark. Oh wow. But yeah. That's very much. Yeah, and also, just like the animatronics, it's like in a game, they're surrounding Springtrap as he's, just like dying. And also, there's an end credit scene where you can see Golden Freddy watching over Springtrap, still, dying. And in like one of the back rooms, essentially, of the pizzeria. And he has the same, like hand reaching out. He has the same like thing as he does in the games. It's the exact, maybe not exact same because obviously he's can't be frame perfect, but like in the games, he's like leaning down, his hands out, and they do that in the film, and oh my god, it looks amazing. Like it encapsulates Springtrap's most, in my opinion, iconic stance, him laying down with his hand out, and just also the eyes just like shining white. Oh my, it's silver eyes. They're silver eyes essentially, and it's so, in my opinion, it's a perfect scene, not for the movie but for Springtrap being spring locked. Words. And yeah, I just think the film's good, Like, I like how they brought all the characters, like, technically together, It's like Mike and Abby had a bit of, like, falling friendship, but, they learned to, like, get closer, and, they learned to, you know, like, they learned to be brother and sister again. That makes sense. And, I kind of like how, like, they had good, character development along with good, like honestly, like, the animatronic suits, like they were very well done, they were very well done. Like Freddy looked like Freddy looked scary. I kind of wish there was a point where he had like silver eyes, like in darkness, like they do in the games. But I mean, I still think it worked out, I like how he's not really more powerful than the other animatronics, Like apart from Golden Freddy, obviously, Freddy, Foxy, and Chica are no, sorry, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica all like the same skill level if you want to think of it like that way. And Foxy obviously is a bit higher in the power scale with like for now because he can literally run down a hallway because yeah. But I mean, hey, I think the FNAF movie was good. It had good. Also, they brought us what we wanted. Like yeah. In my opinion, the best things about the film is at 3 major moments: the spring lock scene, and Matt Pat surprisingly being in the film as a waiter and saying his iconic line "It's just a theory." Like that, like I was like, they actually brought me in the film. I was smiling. It was like the hell, like all hell. Like Matt Pat literally theorized like most of FNAF, and like he like I'm so glad they brought me in the film, and I didn't make him like a major role because even though Matt Pat does have like good acting experience, I'm glad it wasn't a major role because more like a cameo technically because they did it with Corey X Kenshin, in the film how he's like a taxi driver, not really any major role, but. Yeah, it's alright, it's good. I think and also the third thing of what they brought us what we wanted is that they brought the Living Tombstone Five Nights at Freddy's 1 song into the end credits. That was so good. They actually made the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 song in the end credits. It's so honestly amazing. Like I've like seen TikToks like movie theaters like screaming yes at like the Living Tombstone being in it. It's so good. Yeah, that was very fun. I was shocked that I actually done that. But yeah, and also they gave us the iconic line I always come back by Springtrap. That was very good as well. It felt I guess after reading comments on it, I guess it did feel a bit forced. Like they kind of bring it, but it's just like I don't really care how. This is my opinion, obviously. I don't really care how forced it was. I'm just glad he said the line because it's one of his most iconic lines in all of FNAF, or any line in all of FNAF, It's like, yeah, he always comes back, and he will do in the next film, hopefully, because if there is going to be a next film, which I hope there is, going to be a next Five Nights at Freddy's film, then I hope he's going to be in it. I really do hope that Springtrap is going to be in the next FNAF film. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, yeah. In total, the FNAF film, it was good. It was fun. There was, like, it had its up and downs, but I do think it was consistent. Like at least to some people, there was up and downs, but to me, it was consistent. It was fun. The pacing was brilliant. I didn't feel like it was rushed at any point. I didn't feel like it was slowed down at any point. I think it was just perfect. I like, the characters were good. The person who played Mike, Josh, I forgot his second name now. Oh my god. But yeah. There's the person who played Mike, very good acting. The person who played Vanessa and Abby and just the people who are in like the animatronic suits, for acting, obviously, like them, they were good. They did the animatronic movement very good, and also Springtrap again, as I've already said, he was very good. Like, and then just like also actually, there is also a bit of dream theory in Five Nights at Freddy's. Every night, in the film, obviously, every night Mike, looks at his a dream he's been haunted by, and it's very good. It's very good. I like how they brought in a bit of dream theory into it, and by a bit I mean they brought in a lot of dream theory into it, But yeah, and I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm just gonna leave it at that with the dream theory. But it gets interesting. So yeah. So yeah, it's very good. It's very good. I do like how they brought in. They just put everything together, in my opinion. You know, it was a very good film. Now, when I say it's film of the year, though, now I wouldn't say it's film of the year, because I do think Oppenheimer still does take that spot, because it's, you know, it's actual history, and also they have such a great cast. Don't get me wrong, the FNAF movie has such a good cast as well, but you know, Oppenheimer is just better because it's actual history. It also, like, yeah, in my opinion, when it comes to film of the year, Oppenheimer is that right then. Then I think for this year, obviously it's still going on. It goes Oppenheimer, then Final Fantasy Series, then Mario movie, then the rest of the films of the year. Because yeah, that's probably just me being me. Because I mean, other people may have other opinions, which, you know, that's fine. I have my own, you have yours. But yeah, that's I'm gonna end it here, because that I think I've rambled on for a bit too much, and how the FNAF movie is going to be, in my opinion, you know, one of the best films that has released. But yeah, I think it's a good film. I think it's brilliant, and yeah, anyone else thinks otherwise, think that I'm not the one to judge. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully, you know, if you are gonna watch this, well, I mean, actually no. What am I saying this again? Okay, I'm just saying it here before I get this too weird. But anyways, yeah. Hope you enjoyed my review on the film. You know, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.